Anthony Grasso here, bringing you financial news you can use. In this video, I'm going to go over the GameStop hype, the crazy valuation, major issues still ahead, remaining with the company, and finally, when it's all said and done, I'll give it my target price that will ultimately be for GameStop after the train wreck is over, and give it a buy, hold, or sell recommendation for both your short-term crazy investors out there, day traders, and the long-term speculative growth investors. And as always, don't forget to smash that like button down below and consider subscribing and hit that notification bell if you'd like to hear daily stock reviews and recommendations. So let's get right into it. Now, first, I would like to mention some news right now that's going on with GameStop and a bunch of other stocks. TD Ameritrade, along with other trading platforms, have placed certain trading restrictions on certain securities for today on GameStop and including 20 other stocks. So definitely log into your trading platform and see the restrictions, and that just for buying more shares. There's a lot more to it. Yeah, let's do a very basic analysis of some of the fundamentals for GameStop. And yes, I know none of this, what's going on, it has to do with the fundamentals. I understand that. And if you want to see my analysis of what a short squeeze and gamma squeeze is, please see my other videos I did the other day. This video is just going to project the end game over for GameStop, with that share price going up to 400 and possibly even to 1,000 soon. When the music stops, when all the GameStop ends up, where the GameStop end up in its share price. So basically, where is it going to end up after all is said and done? So take in consideration that before commenting only going to the moon in the comments down below. This video is explaining the trip back from the moon, guys. I just wanted to clear all that up before a bunch of you start calling me a boomer, okay? I've seen a lot of those comments. I think it's funny, actually. I like being called that. I'm an old wise millennial, by the way, guys. 1981, baby. That means I'm still a millennial, okay? Just by 1 year. Now, there's definitely a lot of nostalgia going on with GameStop. I myself was never really a gamer. I spent most of my time outside in the real world or on the beach in Florida. I live in Florida. It's awesome. And I spent time on my yacht. I'm not a gamer. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing to be a gamer, guys. I just never got into it myself. A lot of young adults spent their childhoods in the company stores, buying and selling consoles and video games. So what happened to the company this year? From 2016 to present, the brick and mortar physical game store was in a state of decline, since online services like everybody knows the Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, Nintendo eShop, and Steam, all of which offer downloadable digital versions of the game. Shares of GameStop fell 16% back in throughout 2016, and then in 2018 the company was trying to sell off itself, but in 2019 the company stopped looking for a buyer because there was a lack of available financing on terms that would be commercially acceptable to a prospective acquirer. And then 2019, GameStop was trying to do a massive turnaround to revamp stores and to focus on competitive gaming and retro gaming and a very new way for customers to try games before buying them. But in the second quarter of 2019, the company missed analyst projections, and the company announced that it planned to close about 200 stores that were underperforming of the total 5,700 that they have worldwide. Of course, the COVID pandemic hit GameStop hard and had to close physical operations in all of the remaining 3,500 stores from March 2020 to May 2020. But ultimately, GameStop's problem is its failure to adopt a digital storefronts like Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network that truly caused their profits to plummet over the last couple years. Now, the growing popularity and versatility of the virtual reality games, headsets, controllers may also go a long way to revive the game rentals in stores like GameStop. Players who are hesitant to purchase high-cost systems like the Oculus Rift and the Valve Index would be able to rent virtual reality hardware and software at GameStop to see if its cutting-edge gaming tech is right for them. Now, because I don't know about you, but who wants to spend thousands of dollars these days trying to figure out if something works for you, and then you realize it's not, but you bought it online, you can't even return it? And we got to look at, fundamentally, nothing has changed with the company before this hype. You know, they even though the GameStop has to evolve to the new digital way of thinking, there might always be a need for circulation of used video games, old consoles, controllers, trade-ins, resales of old games and hardware. So I see the company needing a massive online digital presence with supplemental stores to everything else that they do. I really hope GameStop can turn it around And maybe the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X will be the moment of truth for GameStop and its new management going into 2021 and beyond. They might be able to reverse their fortunes in the future. So let's look at the company's future projected revenues. The company's projected 2020 revenue should be around $5.2 billion with earnings of negative $196 million. The company is currently unprofitable and is not projected to become profitable until about 2022, where the projected revenues will be $5.6 billion with earnings of only $14.67 million. So looking at the financial strength of Analysts and its balance sheet, now the company's debt to total capital ratio at 59% is in line with the specialty retail industry's norm despite its increase over the last year. The company could face trouble though servicing its debt, as both its interest coverage and quick ratios show that neither operating profits nor current assets alone are great enough to satisfy the interest obligations. But the company's short-term assets do exceed both their short-term and long-term liabilities. So what do the analysts say? Now, the analyst consensus right now is a moderate sell, of course, because of the price right now. The average stock price target is $12.39 a share, the high estimate of 33 with a low estimate of $1.60. So going over a few analyst reports, they definitely have it as a sell, and I'm not going to go into detail of those right now because I don't recommend to buy it right now during the hype. So my buy, hold, or sell recommendation for the short-term investors and long-term investors, here are my thoughts. Wall Street will continue to fight to end the conquest, possibly through the litigation or even an act of Congress. Do I think the rules should change, which tilt the scales of power in the Wall Street's fat cat's pockets? Hell yes, I do. I think this revolution will change a lot. Even Elon Musk came into the fray by tweeting, GameStonk. That was awesome, guys. When the dust settles, there's going to be hell to pay, though perhaps some good will come out of it. Of course, a little revolution now and again is a healthy thing, don't you think? That's what the late, great Sean Connery said in the great movie, The Hunt for the Red October. So short-term investors will have fun with it. I'm definitely on your side with a cautionary note tale to add. The ones left standing when the music stops will be holding the bag of poo. A massive, massive pile of poo. For long-term growth investors who cringe at the thought of possibly losing their shirts, stay out of the sidelines on this one and wait to see the news where the potential revenue increases come from over the next 3 to 5 years for me to even buy and hold for the long-term position. My long-term price target for GameStop is only about $10 a share by the end of the year, so that's my 12-month outlook for the GameStop. So there you have it, folks, and as always, don't forget to smash that like button down below and definitely consider subscribing and hit that notification bell if you like to hear daily stock recommendation reviews and my thoughts on the craziness that's going on out there. Until the next stock update video later today, folks, ciao.